No
Alright,
further.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. Today we have a
Oh
great,
shit, my bad.
a great guest. DSR, shall you introduce yourself?
It was good. Name's Billy. Billy Two Face. I grew up in the streets of Gotham.
Sorry.
Where's gonna cut all this out? So what's good? I'm Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan Tade. You gotta flex the last name, Jordan Tade.
Okay. Anyways, really cool name. Today, we want to talk about a film that we just saw, which was pretty fucking amazing. And so the idea I had for this was we'll kind of like probably split the video into two, non-spoilery at first, then, or maybe we could like cut it into two videos. I don't know. Anyways, so the film we saw today was Sinners by Ryan Coogler. If you don't know Ryan Coogler,
Hey, what's going on? I'm Ryan Coogler.
he's the guy who made Black Panther, both Black Panther films. He also did the first Creed film, I believe, yes.
Okay, yeah, okay. Jordan did the other two,
No, Jordan did the third one. I can't remember who did the second one. I don't think it was him. It could have been him as well, I might be wrong. He also did Fruitvale Station, which was the first film of his I watched. That's like his first feature. Very good film, you should watch it. But yes, if you are not familiar with his work, you can check that out. But I'm pretty sure everybody knows Black Panther. So, this is the non-spoilery part of the video, or the non-spoilery video if it becomes two videos. Anyways, so basically, the whole premise of the film is, I'm trying to think of a way not to spoil. It's about two brothers who come back into town. They have money. They are kind of like gangster types, pretty much. They are black
Yeah.
brothers, by the way, in case you're expecting like Italians or something.
it's a Ryan Coogler movie. What
I'm just-
else?
I mean, but like, yeah, so they come back in town and, they came for a reason. They're trying to like grow up and they had issues where they were coming from. So they want to start something new. And they kind of open like this, what's it called?
A juke. I thought
A
it was
juke, yeah, it's like a club, pretty much. So a club that's like centered towards black folk. And this is set in like 1920, the 1920s or 30s.
30,
Yeah, 1930, okay, 1932. So, it's like just a little bit over like the whole slavery thing. And I think there's still Jim Crow. And you have all these like racial tensions. So they get a piece of land from a man who has very, very
He's
racist
racist.
vibes.
He's racist.
Okay, he's racist, and they get it from him, and they're like, okay, now they've gotten this piece of land that looks pretty shit. They don't fucking they don't care. They want to build upon it and make it grow pretty much with the money they've gotten. They want to build their own stuff, and from there they go into town like rekindling relationships to bring their friends and like colleagues back to work on the project. The two brothers are Smoke and Stack, yeah. And the identical twins played by Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan was amazing, by the way. Like, the two brothers are so distinct that towards the end of the film, you're like, oh, I totally know which one is which and everything.
Even when they're on screen at the same time talking to each other,
Yeah.
and you genuinely believe like, wait, is it the same person? I
yeah.
know like separate actors right now.
Exactly.
Like,
So
it's good.
it's so,
that was good.
It's so impressive. So yeah, Michael B. Jordan's. So they split. So Smoke is a bit more, more of like the quiet type. He doesn't like bullshit. He loves his brother very much. He believes in like family, friends, but he's also not like super expressive. But he, at his core, he has a kind heart. Yeah, and then Stack is a bit more expressive, more fun, crazy, very likable. He's the one that you will like instantly. But Smoke takes a bit more time for you to fully like, oh, I'm Team Smoke as well. And so, they go to recruit their cousin who is called Preacher Boy. His real name is Sammy. He works in a plantation and he really just wants to have a good time playing music. He got a guitar from his cousins, right?
Yeah, I think.
He got from his cousins before they left when he was way younger, and he wants to go to their new place and hopefully play music for them. So they carry him along. His dad is against this. His father is a preacher, strict type. Don't do this. It's against the word of God. That type of vibe. So yeah. Jordan will continue from here.
Yeah, so pretty much the entire like the goal for the two of them, Smoke and Stack, is getting the juke up, coming back to town. That's like the vibe is, they went to Chicago and they obviously did like some pretty messed up stuff. They have
Yeah.
like a reputation when they
Oh,
come back.
oh, oh. this doesn't count as spoilers. I don't care, but I just thought it was very cool. They were working for Al Capone,
Yeah.
which was very cool. Sorry. Yeah.
So they come back from this whole life of crime, the bad reputation. The Smoke and Stack twins. That's what they call them. So it's like they're gangster. Everyone's scared of them, and then the movie sets up the characters, the world. We see them, when they're trying to like recruit some of these friends to like help them perform.
Yeah.
We're seeing the reactions to them. Somebody tries to rob someone, and then there's like a whole lot of violence. And then it's like, all right, so you niggas are back, yeah? So, like, we just like, yeah, these guys are crazy. This is what they were doing before. They're back, they're doing it again.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, if you've seen the trailers, what's going to happen in the movie.
Yeah.
So, the juke goes up, they're performing, she gets crazy. There's a whole lot of action. And, like, this is it. Ryan Coogler is a genius. Like, there's, like, the moment where, the movie starts. The point where the movie starts, you'll be able to tell when you're watching it. Like the point where the movie starts, like when things start getting crazy, it's like a one-shot sequence, and it's like the best thing I've seen in any movie in ages. Like it's incredible. It's fucking good.
The sequence he's speaking about, like I kid you not, when I saw it, I gasped and I was clapping, I was cheering. I feel like I kind of really disrupted the flow of the whole experience because lots of people were very quiet and I couldn't help but. Shouts. I feel like we're the loudest in the whole place because everybody was like, I don't know why they suck. Anyways, but we're very expressive, and that particular scene, like, my goodness, it's so crazy because like when the film started, Jordan was like, they did a really quick, a quick setup for the scene, and Jordan was like, he thought that was pretty quick. But like when we saw the scene, like, oh, okay, that's why they didn't want to.
That makes sense.
They didn't want to show us because they were saving that. And when he hits, like, it's so I don't call it random, but like it's just not what you'd expect. And I feel like they kind of tease it in the trailers, but my mind never.
Yeah, there's clips from it.
Yeah, like I just assumed it was more, Yeah, but like, yeah, it was also like other things. Like he said, the world building in this thing is pretty freaking incredible because it's set in like. Real times, but at the same time it's like a fictional story, so there's a lot of really good work they do here. Because for instance, I really liked how they kind of show you like Chinese immigrants as well, which you don't really see in a lot of like westerns. It's mostly white folks, so
or black folks.
Yeah, and so it was really cool to see that. Also, you see Native Americans and this like, and then speaking of Native Americans, they're the ones that kind of like introduce the more like fixtures elements of the film, like with and again I really loved what they did because this is not a spoiler again, we know the film has vampires in them, and at this point, it is 2025, we've seen like 1 million vampire films projects, so they can't have like come up with something that's completely original. It's impossible, but they really added like a lot of their own interesting elements to it. Like the vampires are very, very fun. It's like they are evil, but you can't help but like chuckle or say, "Wow, that's pretty cool what this guy did." The main like vampire villain, I personally, he was one of my top characters in the film. He was very funny.
The moment it even turns up, the first time, when he's like, when it turns up, like you can just tell like there's something wrong with this guy. Like, there's something wrong with this dude.
Exactly. Yeah, and another thing that you should really look out for, I feel like, obviously, I'm not forcing anyone to watch this, but if you can, watch this in a cinema, I feel like you should. Because the sound, the sound mixing, editing in this film is incredible. And then the music, like, bruh, like...
The OSTs, oof.
Bruh. Like, I feel like this film is one-in-one with music. Like, without the music, it wouldn't have been as epic as it was. And the music is so good. Like, the scene we were like gushing about a moment ago heavily relies on music. Shit. And if you watch it, you're like, man, this is incredible, Like, and another thing I noticed was, I think you googled after like the budget was $90 million.
Yeah, 90, which is like incredibly good because some directors who shall not be named, the ones who made The Electric State, it looks way worse, it sounds way worse, the acting is way worse. It costs $300 million to make that. This movie has like 3 times less, it's like like way more than 3 times better. So it's like that's insane.
Very, very, very much insane because like I think we didn't really address how good like the visual effects for this film looked, because I don't think there was any visual effect that I didn't like. The only thing I could think of was in the beginning, that part where I told you like in the car that it looks a bit obvious that these two are not
Okay,
there.
yeah.
And that was that was like the only scene. And honestly, I get that like making twins in any film is pretty difficult. So so making films in any film is pretty difficult, and like the first of all, while we really enjoyed was, you know, most directors, I feel, when they do films with twins, they're always, you know, trying to not make them merge too much to kill everything. But Ryan Coogler was like, nah, man. The first moment you see them, he does things that most directors will tell you not to do because editing is going to be tough. You have them physically interacting, like, yo bro, let's smoke the cigar, and it looks so good.
Like just the mannerisms when they exchange the cigarettes, it's like okay, like you can tell like this is like,
he was just flexing. He was like, look man, this isn't your usual thing you go for. You know, this when I feel like people kept saying there's this like we want original stories but you don't go to see them. I feel like if you should see any original story, you should see this one because it's very, very much worth your time. Like there's a lot of intentionality in this film. Like the music, I'm not saying music already, but the music is still blowing my mind, bro. Like, man, the editing,
like with the dialogue reveals stuff. Like
it's so cool.
Like in a good film, like my dad was kind of cold, and like just that line of like my dad was kind of cold, like it makes everything that's happened in that movie make sense. Like, oh okay, so that's why that makes sense.
You know, there's so much stuff, right? Because like obviously Smoke doesn't speak a lot, so we can't learn a lot about Smoke without getting things inferred by other characters. But like that's the funny thing, you'd expect like, you know, Stark to be the one to talk a lot, but him is kind of like holding things inside and talking about everything but their own personal stuff, you know. So it's like it's just very interesting because like normally they say, oh, the quiet one is quiet and then the one who talks is going to like do all the law and everything, but neither of them really talk about their lives aside when they are with like people they really love, and when they are forced into it, like Haley Steinfeld's character has a snow bunny mind control.
She's my baby.
Haley Steinfeld's character had like this really cool relationship with Stark, and you know, he didn't want to express this, but there's a scene where like he really like goes hard on it, and it doesn't feel forced. It makes a lot of sense because, you know, first of all, you notice it's in a loud room so nobody can hear. He's just pouring his heart out because, you know, he felt like he could lose her in that moment, like potentially lose her. So I don't know, man. The characters, like Mumi's character, I can't remember her name, which sucks, but she's so good in this film as well.
What's her name?
Yeah, exactly. I know. I can't remember either. There are characters that I can't remember, like the villain. I can't remember his name, and I also can't remember the other artist, the one who plays like the harmonica and piano,
Slim.
the older man, Slim.
Was it Slim? There was someone called Slim. I don't know who it was. I think it was Slim.
Yeah, but like also like first of all, we need to address like the performances. First, Michael B. Jordan, bro. Again, I'm not trying to make this a racial thing, but I'm like 80% sure the Oscars will not recognize this film. Not because it doesn't deserve the recognition, but because first of all, it's releasing early and black people. Yeah, I said it. Same way the Emmys didn't recognize Snowfall, which was one of the best shows on TV. I don't know if you saw Snowfall.
I didn't get to watch it. But I knew like the hype around it and everything.
But like, because like, it's insane that Damson Idris did that for like 6 seasons and he didn't get a nom. I think he got for the first season. I don't know. I think the show got. Doesn't matter. But yeah, him, Michael B. Jordan, like, I don't even know how it would work if it was like, would they nominate him for both performances or a specific one?
That has to be crazy if they got nominated for, you know, best actor and best supporting actor.
Yeah,
that's
because
possible.
I believe he deserved. I mean, in 2017 or so, Scarlett Johansson got for Marriage Story and that Taika Waititi's film. The one about Hitler.
Yeah, Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit. So it's possible because like again, the performance for Smoke is really good, but I personally was a Stark fan. Because like, oh god, I don't want to spoil, so you probably hear more of that in the next section or episode. I don't know, video, whatever. But yeah, so I feel like we've done enough non-spoilery talk. Yeah. So if you really want to see this film, or if you even if you don't want to see it, say for instance you have a film you want to go see today, and like you can see the film you're going to see, and like the theater is down with you, like swap to this one. Like whatever I wanted to see is not better than this. I guarantee you. I'm like 80% sure. I might be wrong, you know, if you're watching something like super grand, but
Minecraft.
but I doubt it. So check this out. In all, I feel like personally for me, there was a scene that like almost detracted a little point from the film for me, but like they make up for it by the ending, because the ending I thought was very beautiful. And again, this film has the coolest post-credit scene I've seen in a long ass time.
Like, it's the most relevant post-credits ever.
Yeah.
Like it's part of the movie.
It's part of
Like,
the
you
movie.
need
It's
to
not
just
even a
watch it.
post, honestly. So that alone, yeah. So I would give this a 5-star. I don't know about Jordan.
Same.
Oh, see, 5-star. So
It's good. I think the way it transitions to the post credits, like most people just like they'll show the credits, everything.
yeah.
But like the way it transitions from the credits into the post credits, like you want to stay and see what's going on.
Because I feel Ryan Coogler knew that he didn't want to make it gimmicky. Like those Marvel films will make you stay, and it's like
Quick.
So, anyways, with that out of the way, thank you for watching this video. I feel like we'll split it. So this is the non-spoilery video. So if you enjoyed this, if you enjoyed the dynamic and the talking about the film, if you've already seen it by the way, watch the next one to hear our thoughts. You might agree or disagree. So yeah, thank you.